जय हिंद एवरीवन एंड अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू टुडेज कन्वर्सेशन। आज के इस संवाद में हम बात करेंगे मेडिसिन, मेंटल हेल्थ और ह्यूमन इमोशंस के बारे में और उसे एक नए पर्सपेक्टिव से समझने की कोशिश करेंगे। वी आर ट्रूली ऑनर्ड टू हैव डॉक्टर निशांत ओहरी, अ साइकियाट्रिस्ट, अ रिसर्चर एंड एन एजुकेटर ऑन आवर पॉडकास्ट टुडे। Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Hello. Hi.
So, you have worked in psychiatry for many years. So, what made you choose this field of medicine over others?
As a child, I was always interested in how the mind works. I think my first introduction to it was maybe in class seventh or eighth when I was in my school library and I stumbled upon a book by Sigmund Freud, the psychoanalyst, and it was his essays. And I started reading the essays. I didn't understand anything, but it was a lot of fun. So I always thought whatever I want to do, I want to take a subject which has something to do with the mind. Um, but then I got into MBBS in Uttarakhand, which was a relatively new state there. So it was the tests were easy, and so I got through MBBS, and then I thought, medical sciences. Why do I need medical sciences if I want to do something like psychology? But then I started getting very interested in medical sciences too. And then much later in life, there was a choice according to the rank that I got in my NEET exams. There was a choice that I could between a few subjects, and then of course, because I was always interested in mental sciences, so I took psychiatry.
Interesting. So you have worked across COVID wards, de-addiction centers, and government hospital. So how has this, experience impacted you personally and emotionally?
Uh, in many ways, it has also it has. I tend not to get too emotional, but it has affected me in the sense of knowledge about how society, the social demographics of our region. In the government hospital settings, you tend to see patients from uh, all urban and rural and intermediary demographics, which is eye opening to the idea that how much variation there is. During the corona times also, it always taught me new things, that our organizational structure, in the how it works and how you have to be calm through the storm, and how in the wards the patients were helping each other, and in the time of great need people came together. There were a lot of my fellow doctors and mentors and the ward boys and the nurses and the cleaning people, how everybody just worked together in this tragedy. It was eye opening and it was very humbling.
So we see loads of young people, they come forward, they talk about their anxiety, depression or loneliness. So do you think that people are getting more emotionally aware or they are getting more emotionally exhausted?
Uh, I don't think people are getting more emotionally aware. Uh, they are seeking more knowledge regarding emotional states, because now there is AI, there internet is full of information regarding the mind and psychology. So there is a lot of intake of information, but there is less application of it. People tend to be more informationally loaded about mental issues and emotional issues, but within there is a lot of emotional exhaustion. It's like they have information about it, but they are not so aware about it within themselves. And I think the phone and the internet is a double edged sword, where it is very productive in gaining information, but it also loads you with so much information that you don't have time to process and apply that information and see the result of that information in your life.
So, why do you think people hesitate to come forward and take psychiatric help, though they know that they need it? So, like,
Uh, I can only talk about say this area, say Eastern UP, because that's where I've been practicing for last 7-8 years. I think one of the chief reasons, of course, is the lack of information. Like I would get very often, among my doctor friends and other friends, I have this thing that I say that here and especially in a lot of parts of North India and especially here in Varanasi, when the patient comes to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, the problem has already escalated to a very severe level, because they don't come till it's so severe that it is actually damaging their lives and the lives of people around them. So it's almost like an emergency help seeking, that ki, oh, now the person is just washing their hands so much that ki that टंकी खाली हो गया, साबुन खत्म हो जा रहा है 2-2 दिन में. And so for example, the person might have OCD, but when they come to the doctor, it's already quite high. So yes, first is lack of information that such thing is treatable. Second, I've felt that after Corona, uh, there was some acceptance for help, because I think during Corona times, people talked to each other a lot on the phone. A lot of people were anxious. A lot of people were depressed. So they suggested each other ki why don't you go and seek help. So there was some improved acceptance for psychiatric help in those times, but I can't say if it has continued like that. There are of course social stigmas. There's of course social stigma. For example, there are many examples. One example would be, say, if a child is having psychiatric or emotional problems, the parents might not want to go to a mental health expert, because if the child has a problem, they take it as if their parenting wasn't good enough. They take it so personally, and that कि ओ हमारे घर में ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, हमें मेंटल डॉक्टर की ज़रूरत थोड़ी है, हमारे बच्चे को थोड़ी ज़रूरत है. तो खुद को तो ज़रूरत होगी, वो भी नहीं, they will follow through, and if the kids also have it, they feel such a big burden that that कि हमारी परवरिश तो अच्छी है, so of course our child does not need any mental expert help. So there are a lot of these regional superstitious, lack of information related ignorance, which
so like they
causes
don't,
this.
the initial symptoms, they don't really recognize them.
Yeah, so that is what the lack of information about it is. They don't recognize it. It becomes a part of their character, that अरे वो तो परेशान ही रहता है टाइप, पिछले 2 साल से he's just been like that, or she's just been acting aloof, and 3 साल से कमरे में ही बैठी रहती है, ज़्यादा लोगों से बात नहीं करती, अपने काम से काम रखती है. भाई 3 years have passed, the problem was now problem may actually be very severe. Had it been recognized that the person has been isolated for the first 3 or 4 months, that they are eating less, they are not talking, they are busy with something in their rooms, they don't come out much. It's like it's not recognized earlier. It just
So you also seem to have an adventurous side. You love trekking and traveling. So is it like a escape because your profession is so intense, or what?
No, I don't think it's a escape. Because I've always been doing it, and I feel that say when we go for long treks and everything, we decide within a time frame that okay, for 5 days, for example, I'll be deep in the hills. I'll have probably no internet connection. I'll probably have no connection with the outside world. It gives you a chance to get lost in your own creativity, push your own boundaries, and learn something about your own mind. The more environments you expose yourself to, the more it shows you about yourself. No, it's like somebody saying if somebody gets into a new situation and they do something and they realize ki, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Say for example, I did gymnastics in school, but had my school not had gymnastics as a sport, I wouldn't know that I had that skill. So I think travel, trekking. One more thing about it is that it teaches you some kind of self-sustenance. That you're out there, you have to take care of your food, you have to take care of your tents, you have to take care of your life. So it's just exciting. I've always been doing it since school, so it's definitely a relaxing thing, stressing and relaxing at the same time. But I don't see it as an escape because I don't feel the need to escape. I enjoy my work.
So, any recent treks you've been to?
Um, Actually, I haven't been for a nice long trek for almost 4 years now. But just a few months back in November, my wife and I, we with a friend of ours, this French lady who also works in Banaras. So we went to her village in France, and there was a volcano, old. A dormant volcano there. The in French, it's the place is called Puy de Sauce. Yeah, so it was a day trek. We started at 6 o'clock in the morning and climbed the volcano and came back by 7 in the evening. So we walked all day through forest and jungles, and then. Very nice clean mountain streams. That's my favorite part about trekking. Go high enough that you find a good stream of clean water which you can have directly from the river.
Thank you so much, sir. It was very fun talking to you and getting to know more about psychiatry. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
धन्यवाद व्यूअर्स, हमारे साथ बने रहने के लिए। आई एम योर होस्ट अर्पिता त्रिपाठी। मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में एक नई कहानी के साथ। तब तक के लिए जय हिंद।